Days of Our Lives 30th. Love, heartbreak, and Halloween surprises rock Salem. Hello, and welcome back to the Days of Our Lives channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments unfolding this Thursday, October 30th, in Salem, where romance hangs by a thread, adoption dreams teeter on the edge of heartbreak, and past relationships threaten to destroy budding new connections. From Jada Hunter's derailed romantic evening to the emotional turmoil facing Johnny and Chanel DiMera, and EJ DiMera's mysterious Halloween plans with Kat Green, this episode promises to deliver jaw-dropping twists that will leave fans breathless. The highly anticipated date between Jada Hunter and Jeremy Horton takes center stage in today's episode, but viewers expecting a smooth romantic evening are in for a shocking surprise. These two individuals connected through a modern dating app, creating what seemed like the perfect digital match that could blossom into something genuinely special. Jada, who has been navigating the complicated waters of Salem's dating scene, believed she had finally found someone worth her time and energy. Jeremy appeared to be exactly what she was looking for. Charming, attentive, and genuinely interested in getting to know her beyond superficial conversations. Their online chemistry translated into real-world excitement, and both characters were eagerly looking forward to spending quality time together away from their phones and screens. The anticipation has been building for days, with Jada carefully planning her outfit and Jeremy making reservations at what he hoped would be an impressive location. However, as is typical in Salem, nothing ever goes according to plan, and external forces are about to intervene in ways neither of them could have anticipated. What Jada doesn't realize is that Jeremy Horton carries significant baggage from his past, particularly his complicated and tumultuous history with Stephanie Johnson. This isn't just a simple ex-girlfriend situation. Jeremy and Stephanie's relationship was marked by drama, betrayal, and emotional wounds that haven't fully healed even after considerable time has passed. Stephanie knows Jeremy in ways that Jada couldn't possibly understand from a few dating app conversations and casual meetings. She witnessed his behavior during their relationship, experienced his flaws firsthand, and understands the patterns that made their romance ultimately unsustainable. The revelation that Jeremy has connected with Jada through a dating app has sent shockwaves through Stephanie's world, bringing back memories she had worked hard to bury and move past. Stephanie finds herself in a difficult moral position. Should she interfere in someone else's potential relationship? Or does she have an obligation to warn Jada about the man she's considering dating? The ethical dilemma weighs heavily on Stephanie's conscience, and she's torn between respecting Jada's autonomy to make her own choices and protecting another woman from potentially experiencing the same heartache she endured. Stephanie's knowledge of Jeremy's checkered past puts her in an incredibly uncomfortable position. She remembers specific incidents that revealed troubling aspects of his character, moments when he was dishonest, times when he prioritized his own needs over hers, and situations where his judgment proved questionable at best. These aren't minor personality quirks that could be overlooked or forgiven. They're substantive character issues that caused real harm to their relationship and to Stephanie personally. Now that she's aware Jeremy has matched with Jada on the dating app, Stephanie feels a growing urgency to intervene before history repeats itself. She can't shake the feeling that Jada is walking into a situation blind, without the crucial context that would allow her to make an informed decision about whether Jeremy is truly worth her time. Stephanie genuinely likes Jada as a person and doesn't want to see another woman fall victim to Jeremy's charm offensive, only to later discover the troubling reality beneath the attractive surface. The tension is mounting as Stephanie debates the right course of action, knowing that whatever she decides will have significant consequences for everyone involved. However, the date cancellation doesn't actually stem from Stephanie's potential interference, as some viewers might expect. Instead, an entirely different situation emerges that derails Jeremy and Jada's romantic evening. Amy Choi, who has her own connection to Jeremy, finds herself in an emotional crisis that requires immediate attention and support. Amy is going through an incredibly difficult time, experiencing distress that leaves her feeling overwhelmed and desperate for guidance from someone she trusts. When Amy reaches out to Jeremy in her moment of need, he faces a critical decision that will reveal much about his character development and priorities. Does he prioritize his personal romantic interests, Or does he demonstrate loyalty and compassion to a friend who genuinely needs him? Jeremy makes the difficult choice to postpone his date with Jada in order to be there for Amy during her crisis. This decision speaks volumes about the person Jeremy may have become since his relationship with Stephanie ended. It suggests growth, maturity, and a willingness to put others' needs ahead of his own desires, qualities that were perhaps lacking during his time with Stephanie. Jeremy's decision to cancel the date to help Amy Choi will actually work in his favor with Jada, though not in the way he might have initially expected. When Jeremy explains the situation to Jada and makes clear that he needs to be there for a friend in crisis, Jada doesn't react with anger or disappointment as some women might. Instead, she finds herself impressed by his compassion and sense of loyalty. In Jada's eyes, Jeremy's willingness to sacrifice his own romantic plans to support someone in emotional distress demonstrates exactly the kind of character she values in a potential partner. She sees a man who doesn't just talk about being caring and considerate but actually follows through with actions that prove those qualities are genuine. The combination of Jeremy's physical attractiveness and this demonstration of emotional depth and reliability creates what Jada perceives as the perfect package. A man who is both handsome and genuinely good-hearted. This perception will only strengthen Jada's interest in Jeremy and her desire to continue exploring a potential relationship with him, despite the postponement of their date. This developing situation sets the stage for significant conflict between Stephanie and Jada. If Jada becomes more invested in Jeremy and willing to give him a genuine chance at a relationship, believing he has truly changed and evolved since his past mistakes, Stephanie will find herself in an increasingly difficult position. Stephanie's concerns about Jeremy stem from direct personal experience, not from jealousy or a desire to interfere in his life maliciously. She has legitimate reasons to worry that Jeremy might be presenting a carefully curated version of himself to Jada, showing her only the positive aspects of his personality while concealing the problematic behaviors that caused so much damage in his previous relationship. Stephanie fears that Jeremy might be performing the role of the perfect gentleman during the early stages of courtship, only to eventually revert to his old patterns once a relationship is established and he feels more comfortable. Alternatively, even if Jeremy's intentions are sincere and he genuinely believes he has changed, Stephanie worries that his behavior could go astray again under the right circumstances. That the same character flaws that caused problems before might resurface when he faces stress, temptation, or conflict. These concerns are not theoretical for Stephanie. They're grounded in painful personal experience. Thinking about Jeremy's past behavior brings back a flood of difficult memories that Stephanie had worked hard to process and move beyond. She remembers specific moments of hurt, betrayal, and disappointment that left lasting emotional scars. The prospect of watching Jada potentially experience similar pain is deeply troubling to Stephanie, activating both her protective instincts and her unresolved trauma from her own relationship with Jeremy. The emotional weight of these memories becomes too heavy for Stephanie to carry alone, and she finds herself needing to talk through her feelings and concerns with someone she trusts. On Thursday's episode, Stephanie will turn to Alex Kyriakis as her confidant, opening up about her troubled history with Jeremy and the complex emotions it continues to evoke. Stephanie's conversation with Alex will be emotionally raw and vulnerable. She'll have to wrestle with multiple layers of feelings as she explains the depth and complexity of her past with Jeremy. There's the residual hurt from how their relationship ended, the lingering anger about specific incidents that caused her pain, the frustration of seeing him apparently moving on successfully while she still carries emotional baggage, and the genuine concern for Jada's well-being mixed with uncertainty about whether intervention is appropriate or even her place. Stephanie will share details with Alex that help him understand why this situation is so triggering for her, and why she feels such a strong urge to warn Jada about what she might be getting herself into. Alex's role as a supportive listener will be crucial, as Stephanie needs someone who can help her process these complicated emotions without judgment while also potentially offering perspective on whether and how she should act on her concerns about Jeremy and Jada's developing connection. Meanwhile, in a completely different corner of Salem, Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera are navigating their own emotional roller coaster as they continue their journey toward adoption. This young couple has faced an exhausting series of obstacles in their quest to become parents, encountering bureaucratic hurdles, legal complications, and frustrating delays that have tested their patience and resilience. Each setback has been emotionally devastating, forcing them to put their dreams on hold and question whether parenthood will ever become a reality for them. The adoption process has proven far more challenging and lengthy than either of them anticipated when they first made the decision to pursue this path. What they expected to be a relatively straightforward process has instead turned into an agonizing marathon filled with uncertainty, paperwork, home studies, background checks, waiting periods, and countless moments of hope followed by crushing disappointment. Chanel has been particularly affected by the repeated setbacks in their adoption journey. Her dream of becoming a mother runs deep, touching on fundamental aspects of her identity and vision for her future. With each obstacle they encounter and each delay they experience, Chanel's anxiety grows stronger and her hope becomes more fragile. She's beginning to fear that motherhood, something she wants so desperately and has imagined in vivid detail, might never actually happen for her. The emotional toll of this fear is significant, affecting her mood, her confidence, and her ability to remain optimistic about their prospects. Chanel has invested so much of herself emotionally into the idea of becoming a mother that the possibility of that dream remaining unfulfilled feels almost unbearable. She looks at other mothers in Salem, watches them with their children, and feels a painful combination of longing and jealousy that she struggles to manage. The uncertainty is perhaps the hardest part, not knowing whether their next attempt will succeed or fail, whether the next call they receive will bring good news or yet another disappointing setback. Johnny recognizes the depth of Chanel's emotional struggle and takes on the role of her primary source of encouragement and support. He understands that his wife needs reassurance, perspective, and hope during this difficult time, and he makes a conscious effort to provide all three. On Thursday's episode, Johnny will make a concerted effort to cheer Chanel up and lift her spirits from the dark place where worry has taken her. He'll remind her that obstacles in the adoption process don't mean they'll never become parents. They just mean the journey is taking longer than expected. Johnny encourages Chanel to be patient, to trust in the process, and to maintain faith that their time will come. He points out that many couples face similar challenges and ultimately succeed in their adoption goals, and that the difficulties they're experiencing now don't predict their final outcome. Johnny's words and unwavering support provide Chanel with the emotional boost she desperately needs, helping her regain some of the optimism and hope that had been slipping away. Johnny's pep talk proves effective, at least temporarily. Chanel's mood improves noticeably after her husband's encouragement, and she feels genuinely better about their situation and prospects. The dark cloud of despair that had been hanging over her lifts somewhat, replaced by renewed determination and a more positive outlook. She allows herself to believe again that motherhood is still possible for her, that the obstacles they faced are just temporary bumps in the road rather than insurmountable barriers. Chanel finds comfort in Johnny's steadfast support and his ability to maintain hope even when hers falters. For a brief, precious moment, everything feels like it might actually work out, and the couple can breathe a little easier, enjoying the calm before the inevitable storm. However, Days of Our Lives spoilers make clear that this peaceful interlude won't last long. Chanel and Johnny's bubble of renewed hope is about to be burst once again by incoming tough news. Before the week concludes, this couple will receive an update that threatens to destroy the fragile optimism Johnny worked so hard to restore. The nature of this news remains unclear, but given the context of their adoption struggles, it likely involves another setback or complication in their quest to become parents. Perhaps a potential adoption opportunity has fallen through, or maybe they've encountered a new legal or procedural obstacle that will further delay the process. Whatever the specific details, the impact on Chanel and Johnny will be significant, plunging them back into uncertainty and disappointment just when they had started to feel hopeful again. This pattern of hope followed by crushing disappointment is taking an undeniable emotional toll on both of them, but particularly on Chanel, who is struggling to maintain resilience in the face of repeated setbacks. In another storyline unfolding on Thursday's episode, E.J. DiMera has another special request for Cat Green, adding an intriguing layer of mystery to the day's events. EJ's interactions with Kat have been developing in interesting ways, and this latest request suggests their connection continues to evolve in unexpected directions. The timing of this request coincides with Halloween festivities taking place in Salem's town square, which creates an atmosphere of celebration, costumes, and seasonal excitement throughout the community. The Halloween celebration provides the perfect backdrop for mysterious encounters and unexpected developments, as the holiday spirit of transformation and hidden identities mirrors the secrets and deceptions that so often characterize life in Salem. Kat Green will make an appearance at the Halloween festivities in the town square, suggesting that EJ's special request may be directly connected to the holiday celebration. The specific nature of EJ's request remains tantalizingly vague, leaving viewers to speculate about his motivations and intentions. Is this request related to EJ's ongoing schemes and manipulations, or does it represent something more personal? Does it involve the Halloween celebration itself, or is the timing merely coincidental? Kat's presence at the town square festivities suggests she's agreed to whatever EJ has asked of her, raising questions about the nature of their relationship and what she might be getting in return for her cooperation. The Halloween setting adds an element of intrigue and potential drama, as the holiday celebration could provide cover for secretive activities or create opportunities for confrontations and revelations that might not occur under normal circumstances. EJ DiMera's character has always been associated with complex schemes and carefully calculated moves, so any request he makes of Kat Green likely serves multiple purposes beyond what's immediately apparent. EJ rarely acts without strategic intent, and his interactions with Kat are almost certainly part of some larger plan that viewers have yet to fully understand. The fact that this is described as another special request indicates that EJ has previously asked Kat for favors or assistance, suggesting an ongoing arrangement between them that has developed over multiple interactions. This pattern raises interesting questions about what Kat might be gaining from her association with EJ and why she continues to accommodate his requests. The power dynamics between these two characters remains somewhat unclear, adding complexity to their scenes together and keeping viewers guessing about where their relationship might be headed. The juxtaposition of these three major storylines, Jeremy and Jada's canceled date with its ripple effects involving Stephanie, Johnny and Chanel's emotional adoption journey, and EJ's mysterious request to Kat during Halloween festivities, creates a rich tapestry of drama that showcases the show's ability to weave multiple narrative threads simultaneously. Each storyline explores different aspects of human relationships and emotional experience. The complications of dating when past relationships cast long shadows, the heartbreak of delayed parenthood dreams, and the intrigue of mysterious alliances and requests. Together, these stories provide Thursday's episode with emotional depth, romantic tension, and mysterious intrigue that will keep viewers thoroughly engaged from beginning to end. The episode promises to be particularly impactful for fans who have been following these characters' journeys closely. Stephanie's emotional vulnerability as she confides in Alex about her past with Jeremy will provide insight into wounds that haven't fully healed and the difficulty of watching an ex move on, especially when you harbor concerns about their character. Johnny and Chanel's storyline will resonate with anyone who has faced obstacles in their path to parenthood, capturing the unique pain of dreams deferred and the strain that uncertainty places on even strong relationships. And the mysterious nature of EJ's request to Kat will appeal to viewers who love the show's tradition of secretive schemes and complex character motivations that unfold gradually over time. As Thursday's episode concludes, viewers will be left with multiple cliffhangers and unresolved tensions that will carry forward into future episodes. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.